Hello everybody, my name is Tabitha Roper and I am here today to discuss an important issue with you. But first I want to ask you a question. What do you think the leading factor is that employers look for when introducing new hires into the workplace? Some of you may say computer skills, some of you may say the skills that are specific to your industry. But one of the number one skills employers actually look for in the workplace are non-technical skills, which may come surprising, but these are the most basic skills that we can obtain and grow and learn in to help us promote ourselves and grow into our industries. So I'm going to minimize myself so you can see my screen. Okay, so we're going to be discussing moving in to cultivate non-technical skills in the workplace, the issue with non-technical skills emerging into the workplace, why we should divert our attention to this matter, and a solution that may help us to facilitate the growth of non-technical skills in our new hires. So I'm going to go to the next page here. Okay. So what's the issue? There's a lack of non-technical skills and in emerging and current employees in organizations. Businesses and employers are looking to hire people who have these non-technical skills already or may be able to cultivate them so that they can grow faster and be more productive and efficient doing their jobs. So, what are the causes of the lack thereof of non-technical skills in the workplace? Some of the causes in my research that I have seen are due to generational causes. So, the older generations in the workplace and the younger generations coming into the workplace. Younger generations coming into the workplace grew into the technology era. So they may be more used to online curriculum in education and online methods of communication. So they may be a little more introverted. They might not have those social skills, those communication skills that employers are looking for, or they need to work on those skills. Older generations in the workplace already, they may have trouble understanding how to communicate with the younger generations. They may not understand why the younger generations feel the way they do about certain things. There's more diversity in the workplace nowadays. So they may have some difficulty adjusting to that. So another issue, a big issue with the lack of non-technical skills in the workplace has caused to societal issues, such as how the people were brought up, how they were raised, or environmental issues that are just out of your control, like the pandemic of COVID-19. Many people were stuck at home doing remote work or doing remote schoolwork, and they weren't able to have those interactions to kind of build upon what they already had growing up for non-technical skills. Okay. So when I speak about non-technical skills, what am I talking about? Another word for non-technical skills are the soft skills, just as how technical skills are another word for hard skills. So non-technical skills are those communication skills. They're centered on how you perform your job more than the technical skills of how to operate in your job. So for example, your emotional intelligence. How are you able to discern whether your boss is unhappy about a project that you worked on or elated that you did such a good job on a sales project? That kind of thing. So non-technical skills are adaptable. These are the skills that you can use in most situations, whereas a technical skill would be a skill that you would learn specifically for your occupation, such as engineering. You would learn welding. That would be a technical skill, whereas a non-technical skill would be a skill you can gain through life experience, through work experience, through internships and interactions with other people, and cultivate those experiences. These are some examples of your non-technical skills. You have active listening, teamwork, time management, and organization. And there are many more types of non-technical skills out there too, like delegation and public speaking and interpersonal communication, those kinds of things. So what are our employers seeking? They're seeking employees that are able to communicate effectively, who can adapt to any kind of scenario, who can lead others and use their non-technical skills to perform their jobs accurately without having any kind of problems with change or speaking in serious situations where you need to tell a subordinate something serious. So according to the business name generator, or Adeline Leffy, the author, 84% of employees and employers in a survey deem the importance of soft skills to be very important in the hiring process. So why should we be concerned? Non-technical skills are used in all kinds of scenarios in the workplace. They can be used in contracts between important clients, departmental collaboration, so cross-department projects and things like that you're going to have. And the lack of these non-technical skills will lead to stressed employees, loss of profit and productivity in the workplace, and higher training costs and turnover rates, which can be very, very costly for organizations that want to retain those employees. And so over here you see this picture of the $ being in the negative in the contract. So what's the objective? What am I looking to do here? I want to promote a change, facilitate the change for non-technical skills to be used and cared for more into the workplace. So we want to implement this change, cultivate it, and recognize the importance of non-technical skills in the workplace. And our solution. So over on the right, you see some photos. These photos are kind of talking about the change and like what examples were. So you see the raising of the hands. This would be for training and learning and putting more of a attention on these non-technical skills in the educational system. So we want to promote non-technical skills in curriculum from high school to college, maybe take more courses on those kinds of things, such as interpersonal communications, which is offered, I know, at several colleges, including the technical college. And we want to pay more attention to non-technical skills when onboarding these employees. And onboarding is slightly a little bit different than training. So onboarding, you're going to train them for the long term and teach them not only how to do the job, but how to implement these non-technical skills in their job, how to speak to people around them, how to interact on an emotional and professional level to where you're not having anger issues in the office or having to deal with situations and not knowing what to do in those situations, such as with disgruntled employees or something like that. You want to have those interpersonal communication skills, those delegation skills in the workplace to help you stay on task. So another way we can do this, the solution to the lack of non-technical skills in the workplace, we can provide performance reviews and feedback to our employees, tell them what they're doing wrong and what they're doing right, so that they can keep working on those non-technical skills, those soft skills that they need to retain to help them promote themselves for growth in the workplace. We need to put a focus on training these individuals to learn how to deal with hard situations, to learn how to lead their subordinates and how to promote teamwork within the office and work with the employees and management. Because there are going to be barriers there. There's going to be diversity barriers, age barriers, and there's differences between all these people. So you really want to promote the training with the non-technical skills. Informational guides and internships. So what I mean by this is having a pamphlet kind of to guide the employees in their beginning of the onboarding process, to kind of show them what is expected of them and what is definitely not going to be okay in the workplace. And internships, we could move to promote internships with viable businesses in the upstate so that we can have college students, college level students, and high school level students kind of get an idea of what is expected. Okay. So I just want to leave you one last thought. I just want to thank you, and I hope that you can put some attention on this matter. So thank you, and goodbye.